In this video, I will introduce structural elements of the swimming markup language elements. They will define repetitions and continuations. Both are essential in swim training sessions, and describing them in swiML only takes a few elements. So let's get started. I start again with a simple instruction. And now, instead of starting directly with a length, I start now with a repetition. And the first item I need in a repetition is a repetition count that tells swiML how often I want to repeat the enclosed instruction. Now I go back to the standard elements that I learned from the last time. So I need to have a length. A length is a distance, 100, and a stroke, a standard stroke, freestyle. This is a valid, simple repetition that I can immediately transform to HTML. And now we see 4 times 100 meters freestyle. Now I can add any number of instructions to the repetition. For example, I can add another length. Length is a distance, 50, and another stroke, standard stroke. Let's go backstroke. And if I transform this, you will see this visual element that shows how often these two elements need to be repeated. I can also nest instructions and repetitions. Think of it as a repetition inside of a repetition. So if I add now a repetition count of 2, and I have an instruction here of length. Length is a distance. Let's say I will go for 75, and my stroke is going to be a standard stroke of breaststroke. Why not? And now you see a repetition inside of a repetition. And if I add more elements to this, instruction, length as the distance, let's say 25, stroke, standard stroke, let's go for any. I now see the nested structure of repetitions. But what if I want not a repetition, but I want elements to swim without any rest between them? You see this quite often in swim training, where you're being asked to continuously swim something. So let's see how that works. I again start with an instruction, and this time I go for continue. And then again, I can have any number of instructions inside of the instruction. So let's say I want to have a length. Length is a distance, 100. Let's go for the typical kick, draw, swim. So I start with a stroke, kicking, standard kick, any. So let us kick. And now drill, instruction, length as a distance, 100, stroke, drill. We need to have a drill name, and let's say we do a 6-kick drill, and I want to have that in freestyle. And lastly, we swim. So instruction, length as a distance, 100, stroke, standard stroke, freestyle. So now we see that we have here 300 meters as kick, drill, swim, and you see this vertical line which indicates that the embedded or the nested elements need to be swum continuously. And of course it is possible to nest continue elements, for example, inside of a repetition. I would like to show you one more advanced feature of repetitions. So I start with instruction and repetition. And now I'm not going to do a repetition count, but what I'll instead do is I do simplify true. Now this slightly changes the function of the repetition, in the sense that now I can add additional instructions and inside the instructions repetition, and then those repetition counts become some form of counter. That all sounds rather complicated, and it's best if I just show you how it's done. So I start with repetition, and now I want to have a repetition count of 2 times. And I go again for length. Length is a distance, 100, stroke, standard stroke, freestyle. And now I will add another instruction down here. Instruction, repetition, repetition count, 2. Length, length as a distance, 100, stroke, standard stroke, backstroke. So now I have 2 nested repetitions, each with a repetition count of 2. And they are embedded in a repetition in which simplify is set to true. And the way this looks is like this. I have now 4 times 100 meters, 2 as freestyle, 2 as backstroke. This just makes it more simple to have repeating elements that are similar, like 10 times 100, where the first 2 like this, next 3 like that, the next 2 like this. It is this kind of nature of elements that we want to capture with the simplify equals true element. I would like to show you an interesting relationship between the repetition and intensity, and also between repetitions and individual medley. Let's start with individual medley, because what we can do is repetition count, I want 4 times. And now I can put a length as a distance, 100, stroke, standard stroke. Now, individual medley would mean I swim 4 times 100 meters, and 100 meters are broken into 25 fly, 25 back, 25 breast, 25 free. But if I go for individual medley order, then it is 100 butterfly, 100 back, 100 breast, 100 free. And this is what it looks like. Now, to any instruction I can add also an intensity. So I can, for example, have a start intensity, and this time I go for percentage effort, and I go 50. And this means that I will swim this 4 times 100 IM order at an intensity level of 50%. Now this means 50% continuously, it doesn't change. But if I add a stop intensity to it, stop percentage is 100, now I will increase the speed within the 100 meters. Now this is intensity changes within. But what if I want to add the intensity between the 100s? Now I can simply take out the intensity element and put it in the repetition. And now the intensity changes across the 4 times. So I get faster between the 100s. As a matter of fact, I can put any kind of element directly into the repetition. For example, to make my life slightly easier, I can add fins to this. And now the fins apply to all the elements that are nested inside of this repetition. And I better show this to you maybe in one of the previous examples where so what if I go for pads here. So now I've got 4 times 100 pads as to free and back. The advantage here is that I don't have to write multiple times pads for the free and for the back. I can simply add the pads to the enclosing element, and that means whatever is written in here applies to the nested elements below. In conclusion, inside of the instruction, I can add all sorts of elements like equipment, intensity, stroke, length, breadth, all of these things that then apply to all the nested elements. And that makes writing so much faster because I don't have to repeat it all over again. So that is the shortcut. If you want to learn more about amazing features and programs you can create with swiML, please check out my new book. It not only teaches you swiML in detail, but it also includes many interesting training programs to enhance your sessions. Use the promo code swiML in the link below for a 20% discount. That's all for today's video. I hope you enjoy writing swim training programs in swiML. Please contact me if you want to get involved with its development.